What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Hojo Show with your boy Howard. What's going on, y'all? This video is really late. What I'm doing it really late. I still will have it for y'all in the morning. But this video, it took me a while to finally just make myself get up to do this video because when we speaking about Wendy Williams and this whole dementia situation, this topic is a actually really sensitive topic for me. It honestly is. And it's actually baffling to me that after watching the interview, she did two interviews. And after watching the interview with Charlamagne the God on the Breakfast Club and the one she did with Don Lemon, it's crazy to me the amount of comments that I see that are saying she is okay, she sounds fine, she sounds lucid. We're gonna have a conversation because somebody who actually is kind of sort of dealing with something like this personally. I just want to have a conversation with y'all about this because she's not okay. And when Charlamagne said that she could get on the Breakfast Club, she can get on and do a Wendy show before they did this interview and he first told us that he was lying. She's not okay. And I actually knew that he didn't understand. And that's okay. So we're going to talk about that. And I hope y'all stick around for the people that aren't educated or, really aware how dementia works. Okay. So like I always say, if you're new here, kick off your shoes and get comfortable because we family. Make sure you like and subscribe. Also, make sure you have your notifications turned on so you can be notified whenever I drop another banger like this. And without further ado, y'all ready? Let's get it.
Yes, I'm hurt, yes, I'm dead. Most of the things I don't wanna say. I won't be around while you chase.
All right, so I'll just have a moment of transparency with y'all. I feel like people don't understand exactly how dementia works. I guess, since experiencing it firsthand with the loved one myself, I can honestly say that you probably would not ever know or understand until it knocks at your door. And I have to honestly say, I do not wish the feeling, the pain. I do not wish that. I don't wish it on my worst enemy. I'm going to just say this. Watching the interview with Wendy on Charlamagne the God, before she did, that she came on, when they made the announcement that Wendy would be on The Breakfast Club, I was literally thinking to myself, okay, so first he said, Wendy is okay. I talked to her. She sounds perfectly fine. She sounds normal. For somebody that has no clue how dementia works and all of that, I think that would be, in your mind, that's all of y'all response, right? So I'm thinking to myself, like, he probably don't get it, but okay. And so then when he said that she was going to be on The Breakfast Club, I was thinking to myself, I was like, I wonder how this is going to play out. Seeing the documentary, seeing her in the state that she's in, uh, me now being um as aware, as knowledgeable, and I'm not 100%. I won't say that, but as aware and as knowledgeable as I am, I have done a lot of homework and research about dementia. You know, when it comes to the topic, it's hard to make someone that doesn't know what it looks like and how to deal with it or understand it. It's hard to make them get it. So I just was like, well, damn, like, how is this going to play out? Like, how would they be able to have her on the show physically there? I was like, I honestly wanted to make sure I went to bed early because I was out today. So I wanted to go to bed early because I was like, I want to watch this because I wonder how this is going to play out. Like, I really wanted to see. But then when I woke up and I seen she wasn't actually physically there, in my head, I'm saying, okay, because I just did. And I'm saying, I'm like, there's no way they can have her there. Somebody will have to be right there. But still, I knew, y'all. I knew. It's just no way. So, what I will say about the interview, I'm gonna sum this up for y'all. When you listen to the interviews and you hear her talking on the Breakfast Club, and she's talking to Charlamagne the God and everybody, what y'all are not realizing is dementia does not look the same every day. It doesn't look the same every day. One thing that you have to know and understand, it doesn't. One day The individual can seem perfectly fine. Everything could be just 100% okay and seem 100% okay. And just like that, it could change and it could be completely different. And, they not be aware and it can change. Okay. But what you also have to know is that when you listen to her talk, y'all are saying she sounds lucid. You have to pay attention to her speaking. Listen to how she sounds. That is not the Wendy Williams that we know. It's not. She's not okay. She would have to have someone there. That's why the niece was on the phone. Please understand that I agree that she should be with her family. She should. I agree. I think that the conservatorship situation, I feel like it's being pushed a little harder, or I can say it seems a bit more strict than it should be. Do I feel like she should be under a conservatorship? I'm gonna be honest with y'all. In my opinion, may make some people feel a little uneasy or whatever. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. In a sense, I think so, in a sense, but I need y'all to hear me out, okay? If you listen to Wendy in these interviews, you listen to her talking, pay attention to Wendy talking. Pay attention to how during the Charlemagne the God interview, she's constantly trying to tell her niece to chime in, because she needs help. Listen to the things that she's saying. Listen at how she is slightly rambling off a little bit. Like she will go to talking about how she did radio and she did TV and that was just for fluff or whatever. But radio is what she loved, and she would kind of ramble off. Pay attention to that. That's how you know she's not well. Y'all are thinking that it's nothing that's not Wendy. That's not her. Also, pay attention to how friendly she was with that girl Lauren. Respect to her, to the girl Lauren that works with Charlemagne. Respect to her, but pay attention to how they sent Lauren, I guess, to go meet with Wendy, and Wendy was even speaking, saying tell her to come up. Let's be very clear. If you know Wendy Williams, she is not no friendly girl like that. She ain't. She's not. The normal Wendy ain't that damn friendly. Not with no new that girl Lauren. She's a newcomer in the entertainment industry. Even just hilarious. They newcomers. Like Wendy, be clear. Wendy's so damn bougie. Wendy would get on TV and read your ass and talk about your ass. Even if you considered yourself a friend of hers, she would read you and talk about you. And if you try to call her, sometimes she'll even play bougie. Like, I don't play with them girls over there. Look how she did Nene. Look how she did Nene. You know what I'm saying? Be clear. Wendy ain't that damn friendly. The real Wendy Williams, she ain't that damn friendly. Did y'all forget that? Like, she'll talk about you and talk your business and still give you that bougie treatment. Wendy is not friendly like that with just especially no small time or new up and coming. Wendy she does not. Look at how she used to handle Jocelyn. Wendy is not like she's not that. I'm not saying she's not a friendly person or she can't be friendly, but Wendy, that just ain't her. So when they said Lauren, I'm like, and Wendy even called to try to say that was her people and all of that. Wendy would not normally give that with no newcomer that she don't even know like that. Like, bro, if she did Nene like that and they cool and was cool and she was like, I told yeah, Nene over there with them girls, bro, y'all should be able to tell that's not the Wendy we know. That's not. It's not. And listen to how she talking. Like even the language with her using the profanity that she's using, the way she was using it, that is not the normal Wendy, y'all. And I feel like you gotta research. And I really wish that a lot of people would learn to educate themselves on dementia and how that works. I really do. I really wish y'all would research. I really wish y'all would because you will probably understand. And there's a lot of people, like different family members and stuff on TikTok, excuse me, that have family members that have dementia, and you can. I feel like you can always hear it um once you experience it and you look it in the face. I feel like you know what it looks like, you know what it sounds, you know what it sounds like, you can identify with it. And I think that it's just crazy because I would tell my mama that's like when I was on TikTok I would first see this stuff with like people with dementia, and I just used to say like, Lord God, I just really I don't ever want to experience that. And just only for it to end up knocking at our door. I feel like, listen, it's not, it's hard. It's hard. and you have to understand. You have to educate yourself, and it's in the black community a whole lot more than I ever even thought. Like I had no clue. But I'm telling y'all, Wendy is not okay. Do I feel like that the conservatorship should be as strict as it is? No. I feel like Wendy should be with her family, but I also kind of understand why there's some pushback with probably letting her go to her family. But before I give y'all my opinion and reason why I say that, I want y'all to take a clip because if I'm being honest, I feel like I liked the interview that she did with Don Lemon more than I did with the Breakfast Club, because in the Breakfast Club, Wendy talked so much and she was rambling so much that Charlamagne, they don't understand. And I feel like I just feel like as smart as some of them are and as educated as they are, they lack in some areas. But they were just allowing, she was just going and telling Alexis, her niece, I'm sorry if that's not her name. I think she said Alexis, and they Alexis would take over the conversation and stuff, and they would just let like her flow with all of this stuff that she was saying. But with Don Lemon, I love the fact that every time Wendy was trying to add her niece in, Don was shutting it down. And I get that he wasn't trying to be rude, but it was kind of like, Wendy, I'm here to talk to you. I want to make sure that you are okay. I want to talk to you. Yes, your niece called me crying because she was concerned after you did the interview with Charlamagne the God that they took your phone. But Wendy kept trying to chime her niece in, and Don kept saying, like, "Okay, Wendy, just hold on, slow down, stay with me. I talked to with me and your niece, man. We've already talked." But like he kept the conversation with him and her. He was not allowing her niece to, and Wendy was trying. She was still trying. That's how you know, like, she's not well, y'all. And I love the fact that Don Lemon was honest enough to say on his video. If y'all haven't watched it on YouTube, you should. Where he said, "If I'm being honest," he was saying, "Is that the same Wendy Williams that I know that I came to visit me?" No. I'm glad he said that's not her. He did say she sound lucid. He did say did she sound like she had dementia? He said no, but I'm able to understand that he probably does not know exactly what dementia looks like. I understand that now that I have had to look it in the face. I get it. How you don't know, so it's easy to say no because it seems like she's lucid. I get it, but before I keep going, let's listen to. I want us to check out a clip from him that he did with her. Share the screen.
Are you incapacitated?
Hell fucking no. Look, Alex, please address what has been going on with me. Alex, by the way, has actually been here, right here. She flew from Miami to New York, and she's been right here, and she sees the people. She sees the look.
Okay, Wendy, I'm going to ask you. Slow down. Okay, slow down. You don't believe you're incapacitated. The Guardian has said you're incapacitated permanently and that you have dementia.
Yes, and
frontal aphasia.
Want to know what? Listen. And I don't know how much I can talk without being punished. You know what I'm saying? And I won't be able to see my dad, and I won't be able to, do anything, and I'll be stuck in this prison I'm in for the rest of my life. You understand what I'm saying?
Wendy.
Okay, so did y'all kind of understand what I was saying? Like if you watch the full video with him, it's really good because he was not having Alex. Is that her name? I think I heard her say he was not having. Every time she was trying to push her in the conversation, he allowed towards the end, but he was not having it. And I like that because you can really get a clear understanding, and you can tell that she's not the same. That's not Wendy. I think that what a lot of you guys have to understand is if you guys research and learn about how dementia works, and you can kind of understand that it just eventually becomes this thing where you have to learn to adapt, and it seems like it becomes like a new norm that you kind of just have to get used to. Unfortunately, it's not good. But if you pay attention to like the interview with Charlamagne the God, listen at how she kind of started crying on the phone when they were talking. She kind of started crying, but then it cleared up. If y'all listen to that interview with Charlamagne the God, go back and listen, and then come back and come and tell me if y'all understand what I'm saying. It's like she just kind of started crying, but then it'll clear up. It's not. It's like you won't really see any tears. It's like she's in and out. You know what I'm saying? There's another clip though, that I had from the beginning with Don Lemon, what he did with her, that I want us to listen to a little bit of, and I want y'all to just kind of try to just listen, to the way she's talking, the way she says certain things, the way she repeats things, the way she'll slightly ramble off a little bit. I just want y'all to listen and to understand she's not okay. She's not, that's not Wendy. That's not the Wendy we know. And sadly, we probably won't ever get that Wendy back again. But just listen, y'all.
Hi, Dawn.
Wendy, I miss you.
Dawn, look, my phone is with the guardian person. You know what I'm saying? The phone that I'm talking on is a phone where I can call you, but you can't call me. I've never heard of a phone like this in my life. Anyway, it's good to talk to you.
It's good to talk to you. They didn't take your phone after this interview you did with Charlemagne, did they?
Listen. Look, my life is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? I've been with this guardian person for 3 years. For 3 years of my life, look, I'm isolated. I feel like I'm in prison.
That's not right.
I can't go out.
I don't like that.
All I can do is look at the window, and anytime I go out, it's because I'm going out with the person that the guardian has assigned to me. So if I want to go out, for lunch, you know what I'm saying, then I have got to go with this woman. You know what I'm saying? If I want to go out, like my dad turns 94,
and you can't go. Wendy, let me ask you this. I heard the interview, and I want to cover some things that didn't happen in the interview. Now, do you remember the last time that you were at the house? And I'm just going to be honest. You took your wig off, and we had a real heart-to-heart. And I was like, here's the real Wendy. And I said, Wendy, would you ever go on without your wig and do a thing with me? You said, no, because this is how people know me. So, Wendy, I want to know what is going on with you. Why do you feel, do you feel desperate now that you're in a desperate situation? What's up?
Well, first of all, about my actual hair, is longer, but it's thin, and that's why I wear wigs, people.
It looks fine. Wendy, I said to you that you were beautiful, and I was like, this is the Wendy that people need to know with your hair down. So talk to me. Okay. What's up?
Okay. Well, what's going on is I've been in the system, like I said, for 3 years. You know what I'm saying? I'm presently right now, I'm in New York at this place, and it's not to say horrible things about older people. It's just that the people that live here are in their 90s and their 80s.
Okay, I'm gonna stop there right there. Did y'all hear how she went back to what she had already told him, explained to him in the beginning? Y'all hear? He was asking her about her wig and about if she remembered that sit down they had when she showed him her real hair, and he said that, this is the real Wendy. Would you ever go on? And she went to talking about her hair is actually longer, but she didn't stay on that topic. You realize how she went back to when he said what's going on? She went back to talking about where she's at, the place, the situation she's in. That's what I want some of y'all to understand. I've listened to the whole thing 2 different times, and I get it. But the comments and everybody is saying, "Oh no, they're doing Wendy so wrong. This is not good. Free Wendy." Yeah, I'm with the free Wendy. I am. I do think that that's a little overboard. But I'm gonna tell y'all why I feel like the conservatorship has to come into play is because one thing that I have noticed and I've realized that when you dealing with this whole dementia, Alzheimer's, when you're dealing with this, sometimes your loved ones can just be, I would say, a lot more freely as far as like it would be out of the norm. Like sometimes they could, they could be just feeling so good and the medication could have them feeling so good, or they could be just in a moment to where they could randomly just say, hey, you need some money? You want some money? I get the checkbook. I can write you a check. You need some money. And y'all know how black people is. And Wendy has a lot of money. And the reason why I say I feel like, in a sense, the conservatorship is probably needed, y'all, is because it could look like if Wendy was to be just shitting out her money and giving her, like the family and people around her could easily say, no, she's fine. We don't ask her for anything. She willingly gives this to us. And she could probably say, I give them that money. That's for them to have. I give them that. I gave them $50,000. Yes, I did. That's my money. I gave that to them. But on a normal Wendy, she wouldn't normally just out the blue do something like that. But when you're dealing with dementia, I'm telling you, you would see your loved one, they would do something like try to give you some money or something that is not, and you have to be like, oh, no, 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 but when you dealing with niggas, black folks that's money hungry, and she got a lot of people around her that might need to be in place, y'all, is what I'm saying. Because what could happen is she could wake up broke in 2 days and not even realize why she broke. But she could have been to just wrote him $100,000 check. Oh, you want $100,000 too? Here, I'll write you one too. That's how I'm telling y'all, it's like that. It's like that, and you'll see it, and you'll have to be like, no, 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 no. So I can understand. I'm telling y'all, I'm telling y'all, God forbid for people that have never had to deal with it. It's not. I would not wish it on my worst enemy. I don't, y'all. Wendy is not good. She's not well. Somebody has to be with her. She's gonna have to have somebody with her. She's not good, y'all. Go back and listen to those interviews. That's how dementia is. It's she's not good. And also, I need y'all to understand something. That we are seeing of Wendy, she's on that's medication. Let me tell you something. Without the medication, you have no idea. Without the medication, or if the medication starts to wear off, I'm telling y'all, you have no idea. That is Wendy Williams on her medication. It's clear as day. She's on the medication. See, you got to find, they have to find the medication that works to kind of like, it kind of controls the dementia, and it holds them in a good state to where they're not all over the place. Because listen to me, baby. I'm telling you, it's that it's not nothing that you ever want to deal like, or want you now, I'm not going to say deal with. It's not something you ever want to have to witness. You just don't want it. I'm not It's not even hard. It's gut wrenching. Okay. And I'm not one of those people that just get online and put people in my personal life. Like, y'all know my life is the open book as far as like my life, the things I've been through, being incarcerated, stuff like that. But I never thought that I would have to look dementia in the face. I never did. And I used to just be scared watching videos on TikTok like that. I always feel like, oh my God, I don't, Lord, I don't want to go through nothing like that. Like, I just did with nobody. I didn't in my family, but I'm can be transparent enough to say that um last year, and I tell my mom this all the time, that last year, Easter Sunday of last year is when I feel like my life, it did a oh Jesus. I feel like my life did a 360. Like, I feel like up until Easter Sunday, I feel like I was just having a really good year. I was gonna have a really good year. I did. It just Easter Sunday of last year, I feel like my life did a 360, and I feel like that was the first day that um I had to look dementia in the face, and it broke me. It broke me really bad. It put me in a really bad depression state for a really long time. I was going to work for like 2 weeks straight, and I am not a person that like do a lot of crying. I ain't. Now I'm a cancer. I can be emotional, but I'm not a person to do a lot of crying. I was going to work, and I was have to pull over on the side of the port for some time days. And I listen to gospel a whole lot. Y'all wouldn't believe it. As ghetto and wretched as I can be, I listen more to gospel than I do any other genre, just to be honest with y'all. To be honest with y'all, I ain't gonna even hold you. I love music, R&B, and I love my wretched shit too. But I listen to gospel 90% of the time. That's all I really listen to. If I show y'all my YouTube yearly thing, y'all would probably be like, "What?" But I'm telling y'all, I pulled over a lot of days for like 2 weeks, just breaking down on the side of the road. The shit, my boss had to take me into the office, and had to talk with me, and, and I'm telling you, I was breaking down, crying at moments I didn't think that I would. I'm not even gonna lie to you, and I'm talking about breaking down. And my boss was telling me that, I remember he told me, he said, his grandmother had dementia, and they dealt with that, and he told me that you would never forget that day when you looked dementia in the face. You will never forget that day. He said that 20 years ago it happened to him, and he said, I still remember the curtains on the walls. I remember the sun. I remember every single thing about that day. And I have to say, he's not lying. I can remember every single thing that happened Easter Sunday. Every movement. I remember my mom turning her face with it and watching, looking at her and seeing a tear drop out of her. Like, I remember every single thing. And up until I broke down really, really bad when I had to look my loved one in the face and realize I be honest with you, I broke down. Everybody, it was really, really hard for me, and I told my mom. I actually had to walk out of the hospital, but I told my mom. I realized then that I lost my grandmother on my mom's side, my mom's mom, when I was in prison. And I told my mom that day that I now realize why I was not able to see my grandmother when she passed. Just that's something that I always regretted, and it just killed me in the inside. It took for that for me to realize. I realized that's why God made it to where I was able to get my hardship, and my mom was able to bring my grandmother to see me. I got to see my grandmother one last time, but I wasn't able to see her. I didn't get to go to her funeral. I didn't get to to attend a funeral or anything like that. And I realized because I'm strong in a lot of areas, but I am not strong enough to see anything like this with loved ones that are this close to me. I'm not, because we are really close with my grandmother, my mom's mom as well. And with this dementia situation, it's so gut wrenching that I thought I was, be honest with y'all, I thought I was gonna have a heart attack. I couldn't. It was a lot. I was hyperventilating. It was so much that it scared me because I didn't know what was happening to me. And that's why I say I would really like and encourage people to get educated about dementia, Alzheimer's, like really do, because at any given moment it could happen to any of you guys. I can't say anything prepares you for it because nothing prepares you for it. It's scary. It's depressing. It knocked me into a complete I was just so depressed. I just wasn't myself. I wasn't able to do no content. I wasn't able to do much of anything but work, come home, and just I wasn't well. And then it got to a point that I couldn't, I had to be there with my loved one and be right there and like trying to help with her stuff. And then it just was so bad. It was like I couldn't even see her. I could, and it's a lot. It's a lot. So I just want to encourage you guys to just understand that it's deeper than it looks. It's not. It's the way y'all are looking at it. It's easy to feel like that, but it's crazy because it's like the only people that actually understands, and it's few you'll see in the comments that'll say it if you pay attention, and it's the people that actually are either dealing with it right now or they have lost a loved one that had dementia, that know, they know. But everybody else is saying the same thing. Free Wendy. Oh, they doing her in. She sound good. She can do a show tomorrow. She can do. She can't. She's not the same Wendy, y'all. She's not. That's not her. Charlemagne lied his ass off when he told us that that lady was good and she can get on the show the next day. He lied his ass off. She cannot. She can't. And if y'all don't understand, just go back and go listen to Don Lemon's that full video, watch it and listen to what I'm telling y'all. Just pay attention to how she's repeating stuff. Pay attention. She should be with her family. But when you're dealing with, the thing about that is, when you're dealing with family and you got somebody like Wendy that has the amount of money she has, it's really hard to really understand who's genuinely there for her. And the only person that I could be like, she needs to be right there with is her son, because her son loves her, and she loves that boy, her son. But even still, it would have to be more people there. And if you watch that documentary, it just looked like they doing what she say, and she's not well. It's like, y'all better educate yourselves, because that shit, boy, I'm telling you, I'm telling you, that shit, that shit will fuck you up and have you. That shit will have you like, bro. That shit will have you just so like the type of person that I am. Like you don't even really want to talk to nobody else because they want to talk about shit that's exciting and that's happy and that's you don't want to seem bitter or down. You just don't want to see that. You don't want to because that ain't what you're not feeling like that. And then you got to watch your other loved ones, like your parents or such and such, and how they respond and are trying to be strong, and how it's that shit is not no joke. That shit is. I'm telling you, boy. My mama didn't raise us not to hate nobody or go to sleep with hating our heart. But man, I'm telling you, I hate that shit. Like I hate that shit. I hate that shit does like why you gotta fuck like I hate that shit. I hate that shit. I hate that dementia shit and the fact that you gotta like why that shit gotta tackle somebody that's not even like you know what I'm saying like I hate that shit. Wendy is not well. I love y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here because um uh I don't like the way I'm starting to feel. I appreciate y'all for supporting me. I love you guys. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. Also, make sure you keep your notifications on so you can be notified whenever I drop another banger like this. I love y'all. Peace.